If we are to succeed on the great sustainability challenges, we're going to have to achieve two things. First of all, we need to get the academic disciplines working together, discovering new things in a multidisciplinary way. And secondly, we're going to have to build the sustainability leaders of the future, both within academia and beyond. And these two reasons explain why the Centre for Doctoral Training at the SCI is really important and was one of the very first things we decided to do when we set up the SCI 4 years ago. 4 years on, our first cohort of students are being awarded their PhDs and going out into the world and becoming really influential on sustainability. And that's why it's the perfect time for the SCI to celebrate the award of this very prestigious Green Gown Award.
So from the outset we set out to try and draw together a community of early career researchers crossing disciplinary boundaries. So from the very beginning we aimed to recruit students across all 4 faculties of the university. So rather than deliver a curriculum of conventional learning, what we do with the Doctoral Training Centre is give the students an opportunity to develop themselves experientially through activities that relate to the sort of things researchers would be doing post-PhD. So for example, in their first year they work on a collaborative co-authorship task where they have to work together to develop and draft an academic paper around some sustainability theme. They then go on to do a similar exercise where they develop learning materials. So they're given the brief of developing a course specification to deliver an academic course at an undergraduate level, and they have to develop the learning materials and the course outline, the sort of thing that an academic would have to do in order to get a course approved.
One of the key values that I think that the CDT provides for the students that I supervise is that they have a connection to a much wider group of researchers and PhD researchers than they would ordinarily have if they were just within a school. Another thing is that in their research itself, if they have this wider outlook and an interdisciplinary point of view, and have been discussing their research with other researchers who don't perhaps see things from the same perspective, it means that they look at their own research in a different way. So they might ask research questions about their own work that they wouldn't have asked if they just looked at it in a very disciplinary way. So again, I think that's another key sort of added value of the CDT, which really provides greater depth to their research.
The CDT provides that essential component of interdisciplinary training that's necessary for any students who are going to work to solve the environmental sustainability problems that we're facing in the 21st century. I think this is really, really important aspect of the Centre for Doctoral Training. And I've really seen my students benefit from this because of their exposure to researchers working in other fields.
We ran a public engagement task that was with 9 other PhD students. The goal of our task was to bring the local community together to find out more about how they can eat sustainably in Manchester, what the different groups in Manchester are who are working in the topic of food sustainability. We brought together the University of Manchester Museum. We also had 2 professors from life sciences come in to show people how to do some planting, and we had another exhibition showing what are the different kinds of insects that live around and within farming areas and how farming can affect levels of biodiversity.
We were tasked as part of our third-year activities to develop a public engagement project. We're a very broad group in the 2008 cohort of the CDT, so we've got social scientists, we've got natural scientists, people from across all the faculties of the university. So we were looking to develop a project that our individual projects would work with in some way, and obviously focused around sustainable consumption. We settled on looking at something around clothing and textiles. We thought that this would be a good way to engage people in their everyday lives around issues of resource use, energy use, and issues of social equity.
I initially met with the group from the Sustainable Consumption Institute, And I told them very generally about how a Meet the Scientist style event that this museum runs, and gave them sort of general model of activities that work well with our family audience here. And the group sort of took that information away and came up with a whole host of activities which they're running today at the events, which are absolutely fantastic for our visitors.
Well, we've been engaged with the inquiry-based learning task, where we worked with students who were kind of allocated different projects, and in my case they were allocated a car sharing project in cooperation with a local NGO. And it was really fascinating to see how they approach this real life topic, and how to follow their journey and kind of try to keep them on track. And it actually gave me a lot of great experience for the future work I did. So after that I got engaged even more in teaching, and I actually ended up leading a seminar on my own. So it was really a great experience I could get there.
So going forwards, our first priority is really just to consolidate where we've been over the last 5 years. Over the summer, 3 of our students, Janice Asbury, Kelly Tate and Dan Welsh, did a project for Manchester Carbon Literacy supported by the Higher Education Innovation Fund, and that was getting hands-on engagement with a research project working with Manchester players such as Cooler, which is a Manchester social enterprise, Manchester City Council, and a range of adult education trainers. And another project we have starting in order to build our links with European Centres of Excellence in doctoral training is a Marie Curie network for initial training, and there we are one of 9 nodes coordinated through the European Academy of Business and Society, and that recognises the CDT as a centre of excellence in its own right. So going forwards, we want to consolidate where we are so far, keep our reputation and keep doing excellent work, but also we have a lot to look forward to, a lot of challenges and a lot of new and engaging and innovative work still to do.